some of our Kwanzaa gifts have showed up at our front door, and I figured it's time to get started on some of the homemade gifts I want to give this year. We do a gift exchange pretty much every day of Kwanzaa, really for no other reason than to keep the kids engaged. We like to do a mix of Black-owned small business purchases as well as handcrafted gifts. Last year, I made my daughters each a, I don't know, catch-all holder. I don't know why, I can't think of the name, but you know, they use it to hold their hairbrushes and hair bands, money, chapstick, deodorant, etc., etc., etc. And it's all sparkly with their initials on them. And for my son, I painted a treasure chest for him to keep his treasures. So he does have some jewelry, but it's mostly rocks that he's found outside, or dinosaurs, specifically seeing Gus the Gummy Gator in my head, in those little military figures, things like that. Just so you know, this is not a crochet tutorial. However, if a tutorial is something that you're interested in, just let me know in the comments. And also, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when future videos roll out. Today is Vlogmas Day 14, so welcome. This year, one of the gifts I wanted to make for my family are crocheted hats. And for whatever reason, I always struggle with hats. They're always this weird size, too big, too small. I typically make blankets. I love making blankets, and you can check out the baby blankets I've made in my Etsy shop, and I'll just go ahead and put the link in the description. And my favorite, you know what? Let me get this out the way. I just need to say, I know my nails are a hot mess. This is why I don't like to paint my fingernails very often. It was fun for like 3 or 4 days, and then it just got progressively worse. And I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to do this again. It's not that I don't have the time, it's just when I do have free time, I usually have a long list of other things that I'd much rather be doing. But this is definitely getting moved up on the list because this looks really crazy. But okay, so my favorite blanket that I have created so far is this huge blanket. It fits a twin size bed, and there's this beautiful Black woman with her fro and gorgeous red lipstick and big gold hoop earrings. And I made it when I was pregnant, my 3rd pregnancy, and it literally took me 9 months to make it. I was crocheting throughout my entire pregnancy. Also on my list of things I want to make in terms of blankets, I really want to do an AKA blanket for my mom and a FAMU blanket, Florida A&M, blanket for my mother-in-law. Obviously not for this holiday season, but I've been working on the patterns, shopping for colors, so soon. Just not this soon or very soon, but it's gonna happen. I actually learned to crochet when I was a senior in high school. I took this drama class, and I'm not even sure how that happened. I think I finally had a chance to just have an elective that I could really pick for myself that I wanted to take. And I was like, drama, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. I remember when I was in 4th grade and we were living in New York, my parents took me to New York City and we watched Cats, and I mean, I just have been like in love ever since. I'm big on theater, and I just knew I was meant to be a theater kid, except that I have a huge, I just have a lot of stage fright. And even in band, I played clarinet from elementary school all the way through high school, And every time we had a concert, it was just like the worst day of my life. I would spend all my classes sweating in anticipation for the performance coming up. But that wasn't really going through my head. I just knew I loved drama and I couldn't wait to be on the stage. But then I get to class and I couldn't handle what the drama teacher was doing. She was really wild, like always yelling at us, throwing things across the room. It was a little much for me. It was a little much, and it kind of just made me check out. I wasn't interested. And I remember seeing another girl in the class crocheting, and I was like, hey, do you think you could teach me that? And she did. That is what I did that semester. Is I learned to crochet, and the very first thing I ever made was this light pink scarf. It was so stiff. It was so stiff. But you know, it was mine. It was the first thing I ever made. I've tried making purses and adding like jewelry and beads to them. It wasn't that it was difficult or anything. I just really haven't found something that I love making as much as I do blankets. I think it's very meditative, and baby blankets are the perfect size because they're big enough that I really get to enjoy that kind of trance that I get into doing a long row of beautiful stitches, but it's also small enough that it doesn't take forever to make. So that is my spiel on how I even got started in crochet. So I've been crocheting for a really long time. But here, this hat, this is the first time I've made this or used this pattern. And I really like working a hat as a rectangle first as opposed to doing it in rounds, because that's when I get into trouble with the sizing. So how this is going to fit, if it's going to fit, if this is going to be perfect for an adult head or a child's head, your guess is as good as mine. But this is about 30 rows I'm doing here. And once I get to the end, I'm going to sew them together, sew the ends together, kind of make like a sleeve, and cinch in the top, and it's going to be a hat. So this is exciting. And I'm checking this out. This angle isn't too bad. I've been trying to figure out how to film overhead. I've checked out all the YouTube videos. I've tried using books. I've tried using the tripod that I've had. I've tried tape. So still haven't found what I really like yet. But this doesn't look too bad. You can see my feet, but that's okay. And that huge gash on the table I'm working on is from an insect falling. Just, yeah. Unfortunately, that's not the first time. That's not the first piece of furniture that's got a mark like that. And some carpets have that too. So, oops. I am also really looking forward to recording some of the other homemade gifts I have in mind, as well as doing a video to show how I wrap my presents. I don't use wrapping paper. I try to find items that can be reusable or that just aren't paper. So that will be that'll be another Vlogmas video somewhere here down the line. All right, I'm checking here to make sure I've got all my rows, and we're good. Okay, so like I said, now I'm going to go ahead and join these pieces. So far Vlogmas has been going pretty well. Definitely could benefit from having a day of recording and editing. Right now, everything is kind of by the seat of my pants. just kind of recording when I can and editing these videos to get them up. But what I do like about this is that it's really made me have to face my desire to want to be perfect and get these videos looking just right, and kind of being humbled by the fact that really you have to start somewhere, and it's hard to learn a lesson or to learn lessons on how you can improve and get better if you don't really ever start. So, you know, I mentioned having a lot of anxiety about performing on stage growing up, and it's kind of always been that way. That's why it's taken me so long to do videos. I just really feel shy, or I don't know what it is that I feel other than like a lot of sweat when I get in front of the camera. But I really have been enjoying this experience. And to kind of go along with Vlogmas, I also participated in a 10-day visibility challenge, and me and other small business owners and entrepreneurs were together in supporting one another and kind of facing our fears when it comes to being visible and being in front of the camera. It was really encouraging and really fun. I'm looking at this and I can tell you right now, I cut way too much string, but I wasn't sure how much I was going to need to sew up the top. So, lesson learned, I know now. All right, and I had to put this through the needle on camera. Was not nerve-wracking at all. I was actually surprised how fast I was able to get it in there. And so basically what I do here to finish up the hat is I'm going to be weaving this in and out, in and out. And I don't think I'm going to show all of this as I go around, just a few. Because I used so much string, it was getting tangled up. But this was so cool to me. It just really came together so well. So yeah, I think you can kind of see how weaving it in and out like that is kind of making it where I can pull everything together. So that's what I'm working to achieve here, is to be able to pull that string that I'm looping through and gather everything at the top. And as I did this, I could not help but to think how this kind of is like a cervix. So I think I might make one of these, kind of like make a uterus, and something that a baby could fit in. That might really help in my childbirth education classes. Yeah, as soon as I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a freaking cervix. So I love that. I've made also crocheted breast to use for breastfeeding classes, so I don't see why not. Maybe that'll be another video, not during Vlogmas. I'm focused on gifts right now. And I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough knots. I already tied it off once, and I'm pulling it through to tie it up again, because we don't want the hat to come apart. All right, and that's it. And then we flip it out, flip it the other way. So now we have the right side showing, and there's a hat. Looks really good. I'm really proud of how it looks. All right, quick prayer. Let's hope this works. Ah, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. And I had to try it on my husband, and it fits his head. All right, that's it. 2 down, 5, 6, 7 more to go. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all again next time. Peace.